Today we'll be talking about Snow White, the Disney remake to the classic, of course, the classic from all the way back to 1933. Now, disclaimer: I know this movie's been out for a little bit. I know I'm late, but I wanted to let the movie kind of settle down a bit because this movie came out in a very, very weird time. Everybody apparently, when this movie came out, this movie got so review bombed. Everybody that saw it went and disliked it. And I read the reviews, and the reviews, you might say, are a little bad. So, now on to my PSA. If you have the absolute disdain for the Disney live action remakes, which is a very, very fair way to feel, I did not like a lot of them myself, and I'm not excited for exception of one, Aloha, that comes out in May. I don't really think I'm excited for anything else that they're doing as far as remakes go, aside from Stitch. And that's personal bias because Stitch is one of my favorite Disney movies. So, if you hate the Disney remakes, I don't know what this movie's going to do to convince you not to. But if you have little girls that love Disney princesses, if you are a Disney fan and remember the Snow White or have nostalgia for it, unlike me, I only watched it once in my life. It was fine. But I feel like with the Disney remakes, there's a lot of anger. And a lot of it justified, a lot of it not. Some of it justified, a lot of it not. But I will say this: the original movie is not going to go away because you don't like the remake. Like, hold on, Aladdin on DVD. Yeah, it's still here. I know a lot of people did not like the remake, but yeah, it's still here. The disc is still here. So, all I gotta say is, to quote Jay Sherman from The Critic, if the movie stinks, just don't go. Don't do that to yourself. Alright? Like what you like. Don't be a jerk about it. Like, the Disney remakes are gonna be what they are. And I read the reviews, and the reviews, you might say, are a little bad. So, it is not that bad. I don't think it's 1.5 on IMDb, 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, that bad. Granted, but I personally thought the movie was fine. One of the good things I appreciate about it is the music, funnily enough. There are some songs from the original film, but there's also new songs sprinkled in. They gave the Evil Queen a big musical number, and I dug it. I like the visual of the sets. I thought the sets looked really nice. Rachel Ziegler getting into the bad a little bit. Her Snow White felt like she was robot. She was a robot the entire time. She lacked really a personality, and I think they did something interesting with Snow White in this movie. They gave her they tried to give her a personality and some new traits. The only two traits that I could see were she liked making pies and she remembered everyone's names. That's it. But she has a nice voice. I remember watching the Hunger Games movie she was in a couple years ago and thinking, okay, I could see why they're casting her. But here it's just, I really don't get it. She looks the part, but and she could sing, but yeah, her acting was kind of weird. I got a feeling it was what she was given, but I definitely think the movie itself kind of hurt her a little bit. I thought she did a fine performance. Side note, I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, but just because I know I'm going to get comments on this under this video, yes, they do give her a reason why she's named Snow White, even though she is not Snow White, if you get what I'm saying. And I thought it was fine. In the context of the original film, new film, I thought it was fine. I just thought, okay. I wasn't really on that hate train when that got announced, so I didn't really think about that. Now we get on to the seven elephants in the room. The seven dwarves. Look, I was like all of you. I saw the first teaser photo that dropped when the movie got announced to be delayed. I saw the trailer and thought, oh, they look so bad. And of course, when I saw the movie, they were definitely nightmare fuel, Uncanny Valley Cats territory, but they weren't on screen that much, so it didn't really bug me. I think they were only in like the second half of the movie. So they weren't on screen a lot. Obviously, when they are on screen, a lot of the focus is on Grumpy and Dopey, which is to be expected because they're like two of the most popular ones in the bunch. And speaking of Dopey, let's go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, they do something different with Dopey. I ain't gonna say anything, but yeah, it was definitely It was definitely weird. And he looks like if you took the kid from Polar Express, the main kid with the blue coat, you shrunk him down, gave him some big ears and a big nose, and it looked very weird. Also, I will appreciate they got celebrity voices to do them. I think a couple of them are new actors, but I think they got a lot of celebrity voices for them. And they were fine. I thought they were good for the movie. The CGI could have been way better. I can just tell you that now. So be prepared. Little kids, they are frightening. And then we get to the evil queen, Gal Gadot. This is definitely the bad portion of the review. Yeah, they really should have picked someone else for the evil queen. I'm sorry, but Gal Gadot just cannot play that character. Like, I thought she looked the part, kind of same way how I felt about Snow White. She looked the part. This is basically like over the top Gal Gadot. She's not Wonder Woman. She's not Agent Stone from Hearthstone. Have you seen that movie? She is pure over the top Jim Carrey, and it worked. Oh my goodness! So they gave her a musical number that I thought was hilarious, but unintentionally. It felt like something out of a Disney Channel original movie, if anyone knows what those are. But yeah, man, someone else could have played that part. I'm sorry, Gal Gadot, you're a good Wonder Woman, but yeah, this wasn't it. All right, on to the new characters. There's a new character named Jonathan, who is basically the substitute for the prince. Yeah, and he's cool in the sense of, okay, I like this character, but he's just, I don't get it. I don't understand, but I felt like they tried to give someone who's kind of a foil to Snow White, and I kind of liked it. He reminded me of Flynn Rider from Tangled, if that makes sense. He's basically Flynn Rider if you put him in live action, and I'm pretty sure they probably looked at him and went, we'll keep an eye on you if we ever want to remake Tangled, because I know that is coming. You know, he's basically like Robin Hood, and he has his own merry men. I'm just going to say this. If you followed the production of this movie, you probably saw a photo of a bunch of characters, and everyone was freaking out like, are these the new Seven Dwarves? Keep that photo in mind. I will say that. Keep that photo in mind. Overall, I thought the movie was fine. I didn't really hate it as much as other people did. I'd say it's probably the more watchable of the Disney remakes. Basically, Aladdin is right here. I think that was the best one. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Jungle Book, Snow White. And that's not me overhyping it. That's just genuinely how I feel, which is fair. So, okay, probably 3 stars out of 3. That's mainly because of the music and Rachel Zegler's performance alone. I would honestly just wait for Disney Plus. Honestly, if you really wanted to see this, I wouldn't spend money on this. Or if you want to, this would be like a good $4, $1 movie theater trip. That's all I'm really gonna say. There's another great animated film that just came out about the Looney Tunes that I would rather watch than that, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's all. See you later.